Hello everyone, it's Kari, and today I'm going to be sharing a card that represents the status of my life right now. But it's all very fun and in good humor, and I'm going to use this stencil from Missing Stamps. This one has an inside piece and an outside frame that you can use. And then there's a couple of polka dot stencils that they've released, and this one has a laser etching on it so you can see exactly how to line these up so that they fit together perfectly. That's a little too clean for what I'm going for today, so I'm going to throw in this larger polka dot stencil, and I'm going to be using this stamp set. This is brand new from Missing Stamps, and it says life status, currently holding it all together with duct tape. So that's the sentiment I'm going to be using, and on this particular stencil there is a laser etched line that helps you line it up perfectly with your A2 size card, so you can get that piece right in the center, right where it belongs, without having to guess. So that's what I did today. I started out putting that in the center, and then I added the frame around the edges so that I could ink on some Distress Oxide ink. I've chosen a purple here, and then I'm going to take the polka dot stencil and I'm going to ink on the same color of purple. So I'm using this medium-sized dots here. This is just very simple to do. I'm just taking my blending brush, adding it all over those dots, and I'm kind of avoiding that frame. And look how fast and easy this is. This is a really perfect size polka dot, I think, for a card front. And take a look here. It looks so cute. Now I'm going to add the smaller dots, and these are not going to line up perfectly. It's not going to be completely symmetrical either, but that is exactly what I'm looking for. So I took some of the brand new color Salvage Patina, which I love by the way, and inked that up over the purple larger dots. And now I can remove that stencil in the center there, and it's time to build up our card. I'm going to stamp on this duck. He is all tangled up in some duct tape, which I thought was kind of funny, and so I couldn't resist, have to use this one. And I am stamping it on with some Copic friendly ink here, and this is going to be perfect in the center of our card. Now I also stamped some of the extra rolls of duct tape, and I'm coloring them up very simply with some Copic markers. I'm using some cool grays, starting out with C3, then blending that out with C1, and then going over the whole thing with C0. So I want these to look a little metallic, so you can see that there is a line in the center and on the sides. I blend those out a little bit, just a tiny bit here, leaving a little bit of white space in between, and then I go over the whole entire thing with the C0. I'm going to color up the duct tape on the duck the same way with the same colors, just starting on the outside edges and where it would be the darkest. With the darkest C3, blend that out with the C1 and go over the whole thing with the C0. And you can see that I added some darker around the edges as well, and this is going to make for metallic look to this duct tape. Moving on to the duck bill and his feet, I'm using a couple shades of yellow, a Y35 and a Y11, and just adding a little bit here and there. This image is not too large, so it's very simple to color and really fun. Now when I started coloring up this duck, I couldn't resist. I had to color him up like a mallard duck, so he's going to have a green head here. I don't know why I always like to color them up like mallards. Actually, I do know why. It's because that was my grandpa's favorite. He loved mallard ducks, and he collected the figurines and bookends and all kinds of things that were ducks, and when he passed, I inherited a lineup of ducks, and so I always think of my grandpa. This makes me smile. I'm going to color his wings up blue in a few shades of blue here. I am using B93, B95, and B00 to get that all blended together. And here's a tip: if your colors aren't blending because they're a little too far apart, you can use the method called tip to tip, where you take the lighter color and brush it onto the darker color marker and blend that out just a little. So here I have the lightest color B00 and I'm using B93 to grab some color from there and help to blend this a little bit better. So that's looking pretty good, and now we'll finish up the body. I'm going to be using some colors of brown and warm grays, starting with E71, W3W1, and W00. Using the same methods here, starting with the darkest color, blending it out with the next darkest, and moving all the way down to the lightest. So this is all coming together now, but I thought it would be really fun to stamp the words duct tape onto a piece of that duct tape. So I'm taking one of the longer sentiments that's included in this stamp set, and I'm masking off the words before and after it because duct tape is right in the center. Just masking that off and then stamping it down right onto that longer piece of duct tape there. So I also heat embossed it with clear heat embossing powder, and I've already white heat embossed that whole sentiment onto black, and here's where I'm going to put the duct tape right over a part of that sentiment, the part that says duct tape. So I'm going to pop it up with some foam tape. I'm using some super skinny foam tape here, and that will go right over the top there, and I think it looks really cute. Now I'll pop that sentiment up with some foam tape as well, and then I'm also going to pop up those extra pieces of the duct tape that I've already colored and cut out. So there you go, popping that up on both sides, and this is starting to come together. I really love this sentiment together with this duck covered in duct tape. It does feel like life is like this sometimes, doesn't it? So to finish this off, I thought that it would look really great to have some of those pieces of duct tape be kind of shiny. So I'm going to use some glossy accents. So I've attached the card to the card base first, and I've learned to do this before adding glossy accents because that glossy accents takes a while to dry. And usually I'm kind of impatient and want to attach it to a card. So I attach it to the card base first. Now I'm attaching those glossy accents to all of the pieces of duct tape, including the duct tape that is all around that duck and on the sentiment here on the bottom. So I'm just going to touch up this a little bit. If you get some bubbles in your glossy accents, take your craft pick and just release those bubbles, and then you can fix it with a little extra glossy accents. I'm just going to clean up some that went over the edges a little bit here. And there we go. We've got a little shine to our duct tape. There you can kind of see it in the light shining away, and that will dry completely clear and look really great on this card. So there you have it, our life status, currently holding it all together with duct tape. Isn't he cute? Really cute little card here. I hope you enjoyed this card process. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We'd love to see you again. I'll be back soon with more inspiration. Bye-bye.